We got that boy Big Homie CC and 607 Unk diving deep into the theories behind the multiple universes, aka simulations and parallel universes.
Very, very important. And back to the fly, right? We gonna go back to the fly for one more time. We gonna leave this fly situation, but we're gonna understand about the fly and the simulation. Is it possible? And I asked you didn't actually answer this question. Is it possible that instead of parallel universes, we can possibly live next to simulation after simulation after simulation? Is that possible?
All right.
Can we be all inside a computer? Can life be inside of a computer?
That's why I respect you, because you're real sharp. You know,
I just want to know.
You know I like to evade certain
Can we be inside a computer?
Oh, man. Here we go.
They say it in the comments, too. You always do this. Can we be inside a computer?
We are 100% inside of some type of program. Professor Jim Gates, somebody who I respect to the highest level, he found error correcting codes when he was mapping space.
Wow.
And in the equations of string theory, you also find error correcting codes. Within these error correcting codes, you also find adinkras. Adinkras are a 3D model of these equations. This is why I went to London, so I could go to the Crop Circle Museum, because the only other place that I seen these adinkras was in crop circles. People watching this, I don't talk about this because I don't want to create a situation of spookism, and I don't want to create a situation of mass hysteria. But once I found out that I was living in a simulation, I realized something.
You Morpheus.
You can control it.
That's what I've been trying to tell people.
And
This Neo.
there's a group of beings that people see that called shadow beings, who I believe are the sentinels or the security of this simulation. Because
You ain't talking about them dreams, is he?
in order for somebody to, like that video I showed you with a guy in Africa when he cut the little head off.
Right.
When you do these certain rituals and you find out certain information and you know that this is all bull,
Right.
and you're like, wait a second, this is all shit, don't matter.
Right.
And if I do this ritual, sacrifice this child, I can get riches in this simulation, you're gonna do it.
Gonna do it 100%.
And that's what we're going through right now. So everybody that's watching this, you can look at Professor Jim Gates. He's a black man, well-versed.
What in the Illuminati half screen is y'all boys talking about?
Neil deGrasse Tyson avoids him, and every time he wants to call a debate, because, you know, working with celebrities for a long time, they live in a certain bubble.
Right.
And they act like most time. And I realized that they would hire me, and they know that when it come to like gangster shit, I'm gonna get it done. But I know that if I handle the simulation right, I won't get called.
Oh yeah, so you know how to work it. You said something crazy. You said you can actually control the simulation.
Yeah, it goes back to what you was telling people about manifestation.
Right. So are those people or are those entities right now controlling people in the simulation? Are people being controlled, or people controlling themselves? What is happening with that?
Right. So I'll say that
They using our control. They manipulating our control in their favor. Cause they know they ain't got no true power. So they know they gotta go ahead and use the ones with the true power to go ahead and inflict the harm in the what's the name that they want to inflict upon the world. Cause what we know, everything from slang to new lingo to the new burger term, it all originates from who? Yeah, Miami. But black people, what I'm meant to say, you feel me? Yeah, we have a huger source down here due to the water. We probably closer to the fountain of youth or some shit. But still, all of the, able to bring new things to the earth. Influence, whatever the case is. So they use that bit, they manipulate, they control us, they make us feel some type of way, trap to inflict the bad emotions and the bad trauma and the bad things to move the world to the hellish conditions that they want it to be in.
yes, we definitely be in control.
Shit get deep, boy.
There's a book by Linda Moulton Howe called Alien Harvest, and there's a book by Dr. Roger Lear, rest in peace, called Hacking the Alien Internet. In the 70s, there was a situation called the wow signal.
Right.
Where SETI detected a signal coming from a few light years away.
Right.
And they was able to decode it.
Right.
And the decoding said, continued study of humanity for planetary advancement. Then it left.
And they've been devancing us ever since. See, that one thing about them people, bro. They so, bro. They don't listen. Tell your ass, hey, don't cross the street without looking both ways. You gonna go without looking. It's the detriment to us, bro. Who put them goof ass charge, bro? That came with a little piece of paper, yo boy, and that was it. All the genetics, all of this, all of that, straight out the window. The piece of paper won. And they do everything backwards, bro. I'm talking about for the school, they can still be turning up the school now. They talk about how pointless and screwed up the school system is to this day, but do nothing about it. Guap, you getting too deep. Guap, play the video.
A Morse code signal. When you decode the Morse code signal, it shows in a Adinkra that I only ever seen that Terrence Howard showed when he showed the flower, and that's what gave him a download and how he made all of his inventions.
Well, I knew you were gonna bring him up.
You see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
So I've been talking to him. He want to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? He said he don't want no money, but he want to have a conversation with you first because, you know, he was somebody that the diddler was trying to take his cakes. You see what I'm saying? And I'm somebody who we called about that.
Right.
So he knows that I'm very serious.
Right.
But my question to you is, how do we explain to people without scaring them that we are living in an actual computer?
Because I don't think
you gotta get that in control.
You're not living in the computer. You live outside of the computer. You are trapped inside the computer, but you can get out. When you say one thing, you
so when you say get out, you mean transcend?
Yeah, you're through consciousness. Just like you said, the fly at the beginning. That's why I asked you the question about the fly at the beginning, right? The fly becomes aware. Awareness is a way to lead assimilation. Right? Awareness, but a lot of people got different tricks, but these beings, why do they not want to leave the simulation? Why they just don't want to leave? If it's better outside of this.
All right. Now, I'll go back to Joe McGonigal. He said that when he remote viewed the ancient race in Mars, he said they couldn't figure out how to get out. So they was going to go to a nearby planet, which is Earth. They was 1 million years older than us and couldn't figure out how to get out. And as I continue to study and I cross-reference information, if you can go into one dimension.
God made this thing for us. It's supposed to be so perfect. And y'all always trying to get out. You feel me? How about try to make what we got better? Y'all trying to destroy what we got to the fullest extent of destruction. Till there's nothing left. Dispensing all the resources, using that bit not to help nobody.
And travel there, you can cross.
But still trying to go other places to what? Destroy that bit? You think you gonna get permission to go somewhere else? And you can't even do good with what we got here? You can't be good amongst your own people. It's always war, always this, always that. So why he finna unleash out upon the universe if y'all ain't learned the simpleness of just being good with what you got and being kind to the people around you? You heard me? You think God finna let your ass in the universe, the cosmos discretion like you been doing here? Sit your down somewhere. You heard me? That go for all the goof trying to space travel, this, that, and they in the midst of war right now. Get your stupid man, you better go get right with your people.
My nigga.
Light years and seconds.
Right.
That's why when people take videos of UFOs, there's like this bubble of energy around it and it never looks clear. This is why. This is also why there's a town in Alaska where 30,000 people disappeared overnight. Food still on the table, fire still burning. They was able to transcend and go to the next dimension. Just like when you go to Teotihuacan in Mexico, they're like, man, whoever built this seems to have just built it and left. Somehow they was able to channel some energy with hive-minded focus, and step out of this realm into the next. Because when I went to Native American tribes on their plantations, the Clovis people always say that they came out of a hole in the sky, it landed, and they walked into this realm. And they walked into this realm.
Right.
This is all about transcendence. That's why they put fluoride in our toothpaste, because fluoride calcifies the pineal gland.
Right.
If you look all through ancient texts, the pine cone is the most powerful tool, and they got it everywhere. When I walk up the stairs in your house, the top of the stairs,
Right.
there's a pine cone. They leave little hidden messages like this because that's the trick in the game.
Right.
You gotta leave hints in order to work your magic here.
Right.
And it's dark, it's spooky, but it's all about challenging it, facing it. And then you gotta really build yourself up.
Right.
On a mental level, spiritual level, physical level. Because
Right.
without that, you can't transcend into the metaphysical.
Right.
You'll be stuck in this matrix.
Right. What that little thing you had, the ghost finder you had?
It's upstairs.
That's a problem with me. You put that on me, and then you look really weird after. No, I'm for real. You laughing. You put it on me, then you look really weird, then you put it back down. And you said it turned different color if you're human. Why do you look down when you put it on me? No, I'm for real.
Because something I've noticed is that people who have like a higher spirituality and like you can see different auras. And I don't talk about auras to people because we living in a time where, you know, people have monetized everything. And you see people who play with tarot cards and stuff like that, they speak about auras, but they don't keep it 100% real.
So the machine show aura.
The machine shows auras. And I saw your aura, and
That's not the only place
My
that does
fault.
that. Did you know that a lot of
Mike
people
was
watch
muted.
it that don't know this? Did you know if you go to the hospital, right, and they take a scan of your body, that they actually cut your aura on the outside of your body so you don't see it? Right? Did you know the hospital did that?
that's why they keep the hospitals cold. They keep hospitals cold for that exact same reason.
Right.
They don't want us to know.
They don't want you to know that you got an aura outside your
They
body.
don't want us to know.
Why do they keep that away from people?
If people knew they could heal their self, Big Pharma would collapse overnight. That's trillions of dollars gone. That's just a fact.
It's just a fact. And these companies don't even care
Whole manipulation propaganda system down the drain, boy.
about your health. They care about cashing in on the money.
For sure.
Right.
That's why they do certain things. Johnson & Johnson got
We
sued
cool,
for giving
bruh.
you suntan lotion that gave you cancer.
Play the
Right.
video, boy.
The company that owned them made the cancer treatment medication.
Right. How could 60,000 people go one place and get HIV 1 and 2? Everybody got HIV and all these diseases in one particular place at one particular time from so-called spring breaking.
Just how the bubonic plague came and took out so mmany people overnight.
So did the government put that there, or how did they get there? How did all these people get it so fast and so quickly? And what the fuck is HIV 1 and 2? What the
And if the epicenter of HIV, which was in South Africa, how did it get here?
That's HIV 1, South Africa. But HIV 2 come from here.
Well, allegedly, came from around that 2020 incident.
They're two different HIVs.
They're gonna try to say that viruses mutate,
But it's two different HIVs, HIV 1, HIV 2.
but they don't have the same chemical profile.
They don't.
It was manufactured.
HIV 2 is manufactured.
LLC.
Manufactured for what? So they can sell you the medicine.
And they got a cure for that one.
Of course, they got a cure for it.
Right. And a lot of people
That's
just,
why you see people right now that when they go get a test, it's not
They got a cure, but they're gonna save the treatment.
undetectable because they taking the medicine, which could be the cure, but they leave it a little bit like you know how it is in the hood. They hit the work too strong. They have them doing a nod.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, you gotta put some more on there.
Right.
It's the same. It's the same principles.
it's the same principles, right? But it's
What I call moving backwards. Why not have actual cures, but just make it just easier to get sick and just have them live hundreds of years so that you just rinse and repeat and they ass to get more bread. You feel me? Y'all can't even be nice with the mean. Y'all just being mean and mean. Like hell nah, we gonna make them get more sicker. That Not gonna cure their. We gonna tax them a lot of money for it, and they gonna be gone in just a little bit of time. What? What? Why not cure them for a lot of money? Make them come back a couple years later. You feel me? And just have them live forever, so that they already used to you, and they know that you gon' you feel me? Get them right every time for the right price. Gang. Y'all just moving backwards. It don't make sense. It's like it's just pure evilness.
It's crazy. So that we saying all these principles, all this stuff, but can they manipulate your body once these things get in you? Because I'm gonna tell you, like when it comes to meat, I was told this that when we eat meat, our cells duplicate and become that animal. So I'm afraid your cells start actually becoming an animal because them animal cells grow in your body and start duplicating in your body. Your cells morph into the animal-like behavior and you start acting like an animal. And that's why the streets are acting like an animal. Is this why they push beef and meat into our community?
Okay, so you got to look at... Have you ever drank Mad Dog 2020 before?
Oh my God, who ain't drunk Mad Dog 2020, gang?
Mad Dog 2020, how you act like a mad dog.
Right.
Same core principles.
Right.
Colt 45, which is a horse, a wild horse. You drink too many of them, you're going to be acting like a wild animal.
Oh God.
Same core principles.
Right.
And you ask, can they manipulate your body? Well, look at the situation with John Manson. He was an MK Ultra. They admitted this. They set him off. Bro, the man was a serial killer. He ran a cult. He was a CIA project from MK Ultra. They manipulated the man's mind. They can download your consciousness, split it in half, upload a different consciousness through nanotechnology medicine, and control your actions.
Right, and do it that well. So why are they manipulating this consciousness? What is the reason for this? And can you teach someone to manipulate consciousness?
Hi. You sure we want to talk about this?
Yeah, 100%. It's untamed. You got to talk about it.
They say you can't call for God when you're in a inebriated state. Same thing goes for this process. Manson didn't drink or smoke. People who drink and smoke, they can't run this program on you because your neurons and synapses ain't firing all the way. It can have a detrimental effect on you.
Right.
And you may remember certain things and spill the beans.
Right.
When your brain, because your brain can be hacked.
Right.
Did you know that when Russia and Ukraine war kicked off, Elon Musk cut off all of the Teslas in Russia?
Right.
One man.
Right. And Elon Musk just said right now that if a world disaster come up, you will not use Tesla to flee. Nobody will. So he said, nobody will use Tesla to flee. Not America, not Iran. Nobody will ever use Tesla.
He also said he an alien. That's how they trick people. If you tell people that, these are aliens, they don't got to tell you nothing.
Right.
How can something be alien that when you look at petroglyphs from 12,000 years ago, the humans drew renditions of the same creatures that people say they see today?
Right.
How is that possible?
It's possible because something just happened that was crazy. A lot of people don't know why the war actually started. But we're going to talk about Baal, right? Because a lot of Baal,
Oleg,
however you say his name.
Beelzebub.
But did you know they did this, right? They burnt the statue of him, right? But the funny part about it, it had Trump face. And then America bombed them shortly after that, after they burned this statue. Why would burning the statue result in getting bombed? Yeah.
Okay, so look. People always ask me how I met the devil. And I tell them, I'm not going to say that I met the devil.
He's talking about,
But we met one of them.
Oh, my God.
We met one of them. And... the devil answers to somebody.
Hold up. This is getting real. Who he answered to? God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's uncomfortable for people. Because when we met the dude, we at 660 North State Street at the Dana Hotel, Chicago, Illinois,
Dropping low?
2016, Tuesday morning, right after we left the studio the night before. We walked into the bar, me and Dugar. We standing there at the bar. It's early in the morning, so people not drinking. So they see us at the bar. They send somebody down. You guys want to order a drink? I'm like, yeah. But dude was standing right there. White dude, blonde hair, blue eyes, gray suit, about 5'11". And you know I always wear a cross. He looked at me, looked at my chain, and made a little smug look. But you know, I was looking for an investor at that time. I'm like, look, man, let me holler at you, man. He's like, kind of blowing me off. But you know, bro, I'm something to deal with. You feel me?
Right.
I can go toe-to-toe with anybody. When I was standing next to him, I felt like a pork chop sandwich next to a crocodile.
Stop playing with me.
And I thought to myself, I said, man, where's my pistol at? Because I'll be lit.
Right.
And it's in my bag or it's on me. He responded to what I thought.
Oh, my God.
He said, you wouldn't dare pull something like that out in here. Dude turns to me and say, Gordon, I don't like him. And we got away from him.
Y'all talking telepathically.
No.
He reading your mind.
I thought, and he spoke to me verbally.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, damn, this is some different shit right here. And so we fled the scene. We go up to our room. Yeah, because at that point, it's like, man, bro, I couldn't even fathom that this really happened. And then, you know, me and Dugas had been to 3 exorcisms, you know what I'm saying? We then went to the confessional booth with the fathers, and they tell us all of this type of stuff. But, you know, when this situation happened, it changed my worldview. Because then I seen dude 6 days in a row. Me and bro flew to Vegas. He on the same plane as us.
No.
I'm like, damn. Nah. But the whole time, he just looking with this smug look. And that was the moment where Dugas started to wake up. Because at first, he was like Crib Mac, you feel me? But after that, he said, okay, I see what's going on. You know, I gotta lock in. And he started to wake up, you feel me? And we see the dude at the little beach club again. I said, what is your name? He says, Ball. We thinking BLL. But it wasn't until later that we put 2 and 2 together.
So
but he said to us, though, he said, you're in my playing ground now. Walk light. That's what Fool said to us.
So you met this entity. So what is the power of control all for and do the elites channel energy from this being?
They want us to believe that all of this is a fairy tale because they worship it and they serve it. Facts.
Right.
Bro, just like in El Salvador, the president that made this the most safest country in the world. In his press conference, he said, the enemy simply isn't flesh and blood. Because all of these cartels, they got narco guys they pray to.
Right.
All demons.
All demons, right? And it's kind of crazy. Like, are we seeing rituals in front of us like daily and don't even know
100%. 100%.
What kind are we seeing that we don't notice?
Matter of fact, let me show you one right now.
Right.
Because, you know, when you watch award shows,
right,
the whole checkerboard floor thing, see it all the time. Demonic. And then I'm going to show you this. Watch this.
I got to see it. You be having some shit. If you watching this, Big Homie CC always got something that he got to show that's really unique to him, right? He be the only person with these pictures, right?
All right. See that right there? That's Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys pays homage.
Let me show you the video. Watch this.
Well, I gotta watch. I'm right here trying to see it. There's a lot going on.
Right.
Because they all worship the same.
Right.
Bro, I done seen so much. You know, like you like the only person who even knows about this.
No, I'm trying to make sure the world understand when they live in that, because it's one thing to live somewhere and not know, and it's one thing to live somewhere and know how to control it, right?
For sure.
So it's like people should understand. I mean, the earth is good. It's a good place to live, but it's a way to control it. So you can actually go away from what's making you bad. People don't have to deal with it. And there's a way not to deal with it.
What's the way not to deal with it?
Everything come by choice, right? I tell people all the time that life is reflected by what you choose. The reality it only perceives what you believe as truth. So when you believe something is true, that's what the reality becomes. So once you hold something as truth in your mind, it shows.
That's how you control the simulation.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you control it. Watch what you believe is truth, right?
Oh, no.
Whatever you believe is truth, you will see, right? And a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't understand this. But speaking of celebrities,
here we go right here.
Hollywood loves to praise Satan.
Honored to be able to receive this amazing award from the devil.
Every image of the Baphomet, he's standing there doing this.
To the Most High.
what does that mean?
This is the devil's salute. This is a satanic salute.
Right.
There's only one country, only one state in the country where the satanic church is allowed to have groups in their high school. That's here in Vegas. I've infiltrated the satanic church.
Oh, what happened? Tell me about that. You infiltrated them. They what I was like. You infiltrated everything. Was Bigfoot in there, nigga? Was you looking for Bigfoot? What you infiltrate the satanic church for?
Because bro.
That big homie CC up right there, Bigfoot. What?
Some years back, I had got sent a video of some people stomping on a baby.
What?
And the baby was alive at first. And they stomped the baby pretty much till it was just in pieces. And this disturbed me. And they pretty much knew after this they was going to have fame, fortune, and wealth. Because Sammy Davis Jr. was a devil worshiper. You know what I'm saying? So watch this. Let me show you something. Because I go out in the field, bro, and that's what got me here, and I'm going to stick to that. And people look to me to be a source of strength.
Right. So,
I can't just, you told me I need to sit still, so I'm going to sit still for a little while. But these are the emails from
my
become
God.
part of Satanic Temple.
That's it. Satanic Temple.
Oh, yeah, I've been to the meetings and everything.
Tell me about it. Tell me what it's like when you walk up in there. Tell me what it's like. It's like church. It's probably identical.
It's crazy you just said that, man.
Ooh.
That's why I have a real problem with these organized religions, because it was the same format. Sound, light, frequency are the building blocks of the universe, and people who know this, they use it against us. Because you go to church, they put on the display, that's the light. Church always bright lights.
Right.
The sound, the preachers, they signal for the choir to stand up and sing, and then sometimes they got drums. They got they got the beat drums. Then they got the guy on the piano.
Right, all the sound.
That's the frequency, sound, light, frequency, and it has an effect on people.
Right.
And it gets people to feel involved. And just like with, you go to radical Islam, the reason they able to tap into people's brains is because it's attached to a language. Those vibrations affect the brain and affect the body, and it's able to radicalize people. So when I walked into this, same thing.
Right.
They just got Satan songs. But they but to them, Satan was the god of music. And the songs sound very, 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 very similar. But they have a ritual they call the cremation of care. The cremation of care destroys your moral compass. So you're able to make these sacrifices to this deity for wisdom and gain. Because the scripture says, make sacrifices to us and worship us, and we shall do your bidding. It's always we.
What scripture? The Satanic scripture.
Yeah.
Did you know how that was created? Did you know a guy was in prison? They told him to create it, and he created it and wrote it really fast and got out of prison.
Yeah, because there's somebody above him, and he had to negotiate his own freedom. And they don't want to tell people this shit.
Oh, tell me about that. Tell me about that, because I want to know about that. What happened? It was above him had to negotiate his freedom?
On the next episode.
On the next episode. That's crazy. It's crazy. But a lot of people know how they got the book, but it's crazy they got the book. But you actually been around
Oh, I've been there.
These people, right?
Right here in Vegas.
What's one thing that you could distinguish that say, okay, this is a satanic church and not a real church? What's one thing that they speak like a hate or they speak like a love when they speak?
Well, the crazy thing is, like, they speak hatred with love. Yeah, so like they make evil sound cool, just like gangs.
Manipulation.
Everything's ritualistic. When you were part of the GDs, you violate, you got to stand in a circle of guys, they light a match, and you have to fight till the match go out. Ritual.
Right.
When you get it put in on, you join the Crips, you have to have a fist fight with guys until somebody approves that it's done. If you beat up the first through, they're going to send 5 more. Ritual. The handshakes. Ritual. Everything.
Rituals.
But they try to make it seem like all rituals is fucked up.
Right.
Why is it that in the Christian Bible, numerology is witchcraft, astrology is witchcraft? Anything that can help you outside of what they saying is witchcraft.
Right.
And they doing all that.
People roll a weed and smoke it. That's a ritual.
Right.
The ritual is what people get addicted to.
Right.
It's not just the flower.
Right.
Everything goes down to these core principles of ritualism, sound, light, and frequency. It all goes back to that.
Right. So if they took the satanic church and they presented it to a child that was unaware and told them that it was the good church, would that child be confused to think that it was the right thing to do?
A child can't make proper choices.
Would they grow up thinking that it was the right thing to do?
Yes, they gonna think that, but that's why you see so many people after 21, they walk away from the church. You know, they had me in the choir.
Stop playing with me. You was in the choir.
Bro, and I'm looking at my mama like, what am I doing up here? Y'all got me in the choir?
I see it.
Singing.
And then, you know, they did the whole laying hands on people. I'm seeing passing out. I ran and left.
Right.
So they come chasing me down, shit like that. But, you know, at 13, I had a gun.
At 13, you had a gun?
Yeah, I was living in the hood. I'm on 76 of St. Lawrence. It's busting. I got to have a gun. And at that time, I'm 6 feet tall. So they think I'm a grown man. So, you know, they gang bang. I got to be able to protect myself. And then I realized, I said, man, if the word of God is the word of God, then why does it say God is a jealous God? Why would you be jealous of your own creation who don't have supernatural powers? The Catholic prayer is, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now to the hour of our death. Amen.
Right.
But no other book say a prayer to any woman. These the only who can carry life.
Right.
So if you see a black man saying a black woman is God, get mad.
Right.
Because I always said this. I protect women because if your uterus get ripped out every month and you can carry a life for 9 months without dying, you ain't gonna be emotionally stable. You ain't gonna make sound choices. Cause bro, I'm a straight monster, bro. Straight monster, bro.
Right.
When I was breeding dogs, my mama and them was concerned. I'm like, I learned from y'all how to have empathy and shit like that. Ain't no man ever taught you empathy.
Right.
The more you deal with men, you realize it's a full-time job not to kill.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
That's why I protect women. That's why I protect children. Because without that, you know, I have to repair the damage I did in the field.
Right.
In order to get to, you know.
Right. But it seems like over in the world, in this world we living in, and in the war, they're not protecting children. Trump in the war right now is like, it's like major headlines. This is what they said, right? And that's what I seen. Iran gave Trump a gift. They were saying some kind of energy gift. We don't know what kind of energy gift it was, but after he got the gift, he asked them to basically do a peace treaty to stop the war, but they declined.
He offered them a ceasefire.
What's that?
A ceasefire is a mutual agreement where you stop sending bombs and you stop launching missiles, and we'll stop launching bombs and launching missiles.
Right.
They do that so they can get medical aid in, they can get food in, and they can help the civilians.
Right.
But you know, bro, like radical Islam has slaughtered more people than any religion on the planet.
Right.
And those people believe that when they die, they're going to heaven, where young boys are going to be serving them wine and virgins are going to be at their behest.
Yeah, they love that. I told you that last time. They love virgins. They love all this because you got to have a virgin.
Why would you want a woman with no experience?
I didn't say I did. I said
Not
they
you.
did. Oh, because they trying to do something else. They're trying to eat it, I believe.
They want control.
Come on, gang.
And they want overall dominion because they want to try to be like God.
And that's why they create Neuralink
They want to be like the devil.
and everything like that.
Let's start there.
Right. We talk about Neuralink in the beginning.
I don't see no curing, no healing, no doing better for no people. Nah, I see taking over land, war, destruction. Taxes, high taxes. Yeah. No, yeah, they trying to be like the devil, gang.
The first clinical studies from Neuralink, chimpanzees that couldn't walk,
Facts, you heard
as
me,
soon as they
Jeff?
was able to walk, they attacked the people who was
Oh my
caring
God,
for
what
them.
God you talking about?
Stop playing on me.
Why you think they went to the fly next?
So they
That fly ain't gonna be able to kill you.
say they attack them as soon as you help them.
Chimpanzees two times stronger than any average man.
Right.
Pull up a video of somebody was attacked by a chimpanzee. What do they do first? They attack the meaty areas on your face. They bite your nose off, your ears, your lips, and they go for your eyes.
Automatic.
People
Trained
understand
killers.
something, in troops of monkeys, they have hierarchies and they commit murder.
Caesar.
That's why they have the alpha male and he's got the troop of ladies. But if you cross, other monkeys gonna murder you.
They gonna just keep
Monkeys going into the Stone Age now. They're using spears to fish. Let me show you this.
I remember you said that before.
I be seeing cats and all fishing. Cats, birds. Oh, yeah.
So you saying they're going to the Stone Age. So
We the only ones devolved. I'm telling you, what? Soon they gonna have us on the tax.
what are you saying? They're becoming intelligent beings.
Dolphins
They're
working
becoming
on their
conscious.
plans right now
100%.
with the mermaids.
How?
Some of them, their eyes look just like
Yeah,
ours
crazy,
now.
but fuck it.
So it's
what-
never been seen in history.
What are you trying to say? You saying something but ain't saying it. What are you trying to say?
Everybody's seen Planet of the Apes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they could have injected them with something to make this happen, or is it just happening naturally?
It's happening through natural selection, and they trying to get ahead of the game. Did you know that if you took a pig off a farm and threw it out in the wilderness,
Wild boy.
it's gonna turn into a wild boar?
Yeah. I learned that last year.
Thank you. It's gonna turn.
They the same exact DNA, species, all that. It's just on how they come up. You heard me? I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, that bitch get stronger, more aggressive. That bitch be putting bit to ass. That's eat almost it. I'm like, no, for real? They're like, yeah.
Black, tusk gonna grow, its snout is gonna extend, it turns into a whole different creature in a matter of months.
Right.
That's called it instant. What's the name? But they had be super saiyan. Boy, they had switching forms, boy. Talk about evolution. That evolution into one life.
So that proves Darwin's theory of evolution.
Eh.
But in Darwin's theory, they say it take 1,000,000 years for for a pig to turn to a boar. It take a matter of months.
A matter of month.
Matter of natural selection. What? You heard me?
For sure. Look what's going on right now in Florida. They pay you per every boar
It ain't
that you
right for
kill.
real.
Because the boars is destroying farmland and growing out of control.
Right.
They was just normal pigs that people have released or they escaped off farms. They didn't know that once they go into the wilderness, something clicks in natural selection that turns them into a monster
Right.
that can go from a 400-pound pig to an 800-pound wild boar, which will kill you. This is what's going on in the world. They don't
Emphasis
want
on the
people to know
will.
this. Because what would happen to us if 607 decide, I'm a spiritual leader, you done bought 1,000 acres. Your people who follow you come there. They unplug from the matrix.
Y'all
You got
start
1,000
living
people
different.
standing in the sunlight barefoot every morning, doing holistic
Doing
methods.
workouts.
Right.
Little trainings, all type of shit like yeah.
Your senses is gonna increase.
The streets unplugged. You know we gotta plug the streets in because the streets ain't been plugged in
a while.
I swear
On
to God,
607 Aunt Mama. Now that was definitely a good interview right there, boy. The boy was getting deep, boy. You know, boy, ADHD was taking over, y'all, boy. I couldn't even stop myself on that one. But now the boy was talking about hella shit, boy. Like, I was just trying to get to the point, like, if they gonna do something, bro, just do the positive shit. If y'all want to go to space, bro, act like you trying to go to space. Act like you trying to go to heaven. Y'all think science gonna transcend all this, but y'all sit y'all goofy ass down. So y'all gonna learn, bro. Y'all trying to learn the hard way, bro. They think, oh, nah, to take the right technology, the right this, but y'all done rewrote history and act like y'all restarted about 50 times, but y'all ain't fooling nobody no more, man. Stop it. Just do better, man. Until y'all start doing better and stop trying to do all this evil shit, you will not be allowed off Earth. For real. They won't even give you access to Antarctica. That bit would not be unfrozen. You hear me? It's parts of the map still grayed out right now. Cause these goofies over here doing goofy shit still. You think, boy, God gonna give you the privilege to go explore some more of his beautiful galaxy? You can't do good with this little piece of Earth. Nah, bro. You ain't lying.
I ain't finna really fucking do that every fucking time, nigga. Big Guap, let's talk about life. Ay, I ain't talking about this, I ain't talking about that. I'm trying to get right. Ay, no, I come from the bottom, but a nigga like me trying to see new heights. Ay, I don't care if people say that shit made up. Whole time it's just hype. Y'all keep y'all stories. Remember them days they thought they could write my life. I got on my shit, I ain't playing no games. I'ma change my life. Ay, I'ma do what I want, it's my life. When they show fake love, I don't like. Nowadays that shit advertising shit, I chase it and shit I like.